To be an artist on the ice brings a lot of freedom. You just go into this, your own little world.
I was always interested in art. I would always try to find something artistic about everything.
Artistry meets athleticism. Artists away from the ice and on the ice. Shawn Sawyer, Jeff Buttle, Emmanuel Sandhu on ice tonight. 3 Canadians at the MasterCard Skate Canada International, skating for gold. Warming up the final flight for the men, 6 skaters. The leader after the short program is Jeff Buttle. And we've had some skaters already tonight, and the leader is the world junior champion. If you have not heard of Nobunari Oda, trust me, you are going to hear a lot about this guy. He could be going to the Winter Olympic Games for Japan. We'll only send 1 skater. Earlier tonight, first skater to skate had a standing ovation.
Well, he opened with a triple axel, triple toe, double toe. And there, a double axel, triple toe. He's the current junior world champion. He trains in Barrie, Ontario. He's a teammate of Jeffrey Buttle. They share a coach, Lee Barkel. Getting a big hug there from some of his fans, but he went clean.
And Jeff Buttle, if you look closely at Jeff Buttle's shirt, there is a picture of the guy who's the inspiration for the free skate, the great Canadian pianist, Glenn Gould, who of course was a little bit eccentric at times. You can see actually the birth date of Glenn Gould and also the year that he died in 1982. But if you knew Glenn Gould, his inspiration was Bach, of course, was a great pianist. And this is more about Jeff Buttle's free skate.
The inspiration for this year's free program was actually based on a statement made by Glenn Gould. And he said that art isn't a momentary release of adrenaline so much as a development through one's life. So David and I, when we choreographed the program, we interpreted this on 2 levels. One, in the program itself, is based on Glenn Gould's life. So we didn't want the program to climax. It's sort of a misinterpretation in that sense if we did. And then on the other level, it was actually David and I, going through the choreographic process. We knew that it wasn't the end result that truly mattered, so much of the process itself.
So that's the theme of the program. It is a wonderful tribute full of intricate choreography. But let's talk about reality, and the reality will be the jumps for Jeff Buttle. And he will be trying the quad in this program. Why will he take the risk here? Well, hey, if you want to win the Olympic Games, you need a quad. If you want to be on the podium, you'll almost certainly need a quad as well. So you better start doing it now. He had some success with it, with the quad today in practice. So it's time. Here it is. Quad in combination there.
Looked pretty effortless, as a matter of fact. Has not had a lot of success, however, putting the quad into the program when it counts most. And people have said, even though he won a silver medal at the World Championships without it, if you want to win a medal or a gold medal, as he falls in the warm-up here, at the Winter Olympic Games, you're going to need that quad.
Well, the one thing that Jeff Buttle has, if he does make a mistake on the quad, he has brilliant choreography, footwork, spins, as does this skater, Emmanuel Sandhu.
And we know about Sandhu's inconsistency through the years. He's always been able to come back with a good program after a bad program. We'll see if that happens tonight. This was earlier today, about 6 or 7 hours ago, at practice. Let's go down to Vic Rauter and talk more about that incident earlier today. Vic.
Herod, Coach Joanne McLeod suggested it left him stunned because he happened to be so close to the boards, and it was one of those crashes that maybe took his breath away, but she was very happy with the way he bounced back and was able to complete the practice. No scars physically. It would be, however, maybe something, an emotional scar. So that's the question. One other thing, Tracy, you talk about the way he has started off his seasons in the past, being very good and then tapering off. Joanne said The goal this year is to be more consistent in his development. Should he not do very well tonight, that's fine. Let's peak towards what the ultimate goal is the Olympics.
Well, remember a year ago, he came from 7th to win this thing. He is 6th right now. We have 6 skaters to skate in this final flight tonight, live in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well,
and here's the magic number.
It's 140, and 8 gentlemen last year blew by that number, or got close to it anyway. 3 skaters in this competition, Emmanuel Sandhu, Buttle, they've all achieved the 140. If you want to be in the game, you need to be arriving at around 140. If you want to be at the top of the podium, you're looking for numbers like 160.
First skater in the final flight. Long-time representative, long-time Japanese champion, but boy, he's being pressed by some of those kids like Oda. Takeshi Honda. Third after the short program.
Skating to Tosca, choreographed by Nikolai Morozov.
Sweet.
That was a gorgeous triple axel. Bonus marks for that jump. Takeshi often attempts a quad in competition. Their strategy has changed somewhat this year. He will not do a quad in this competition, but his coach Doug Lee hopes to build it in by the end of the season. Another spectacular triple axel.
He is on here tonight. For a guy who's had a lot of injury problems the last couple of years. What a victory for this guy early in the season tonight.
He struggled so much over the past seasons with injuries and just hasn't been able to get on his game. But this is one of the best efforts in the short and the free program that I've seen from Takeshi Honda in a couple of years. And I think their strategy is going to pay off. You take a big risk in the quad if you're not entirely confident with it. What he did there was maximize on his jump, one bobble on one of the triple flips, but his energy, his second mark will be better off, I think, because of the strategy he took with the quad today.
Boy, there is a very happy Takeshi Honda. And a very focused Emmanuel Sandhu. He will have to be. His free skates next. Emmanuel Sandhu getting ready to skate his free skate, his season average. Back to 2004.
That was last year in international competitions, and you can see he can be very off or very on, from a low of 103 to a high of 144.
And again, last year climbed all the way from 7th to 1st. And how about Takeshi Honda? To go to first place here, he needs 125 points. And he did a lot of this here. That triple axel was beautiful.
Triple axel in combination with a triple toe, a little weak on the landing of the second jump. Watch this. Look at the height he gets. I love the way he attacks that jump. I think it's very important to go back to the quad again. I think it's very important that Takeshi had a chance in this competition to really feel good about his skating. He hasn't had strong performances dealing with the injuries over the last couple of years. Now he's built his confidence in 2 strong skates here at this competition. He can step into the next competition and add the quad.
The scores, please, for Takeshi Honda from Japan.
Again, 125 will put him into first place.
59.38.
He needs to beat Oda's score. 193. And look at the numbers here.
Has earned in the free skating segment 123.
And 123.88. So he was 2 points shy, and Oda is still the leader. So the young Japanese skater ahead of the veteran Japanese skater. Takeshi Honda, by the way, says this is his last season. His goal is the Olympics. That's it. And then he will retire.
Canada, Emmanuel Sandhu.
Oda still leads. First skater tonight. Had the best effort so far. So, is it possible that Emmanuel Sandhu could do it 2 years in a row? Come from way back and make a giant leap up the standings? We'll know right from the start here if he's on or not.
Skating to an original composition by Gordon Cobb. Usually Emmanuel and his coach Joanne McLeod do their choreography for the first time. They've gone out of the house and have joined with Mark Pillay. This program will open with a planned quad triple combination. Quad triple, perhaps 2 foot on the quad. Nice and straight in the air. Good start. And a triple axel. This is a great start for Emmanuel. the Mercurial, Emmanuel Sandhu.
Follows up
Emmanuel Sandhu from Canada.
a bad skate with a great skate.
Can you imagine being his coach? What a ride that must be.
Roller coaster. But the roller coaster went up tonight. Jeff Buttle now backstage. Johnny Weir will skate last from the United States. He's called Emmanuel Sandhu the best skater in the world, by the way. Shawn Sawyer is next.
Jim, thanks for sharpening my skates. Thanks to SB Terry for my skates.
Colleen for costumes.
Colleen for costumes.
Thank you.
Skate Canada for flying me here.
Emmanuel Sandhu.
And everybody who's...
Are you starting to think now, like the Olympic season, he's had problems with the short program, and you know what the short program's like. You can lose it in the short program. Are you starting to think that maybe downgrading off that quad in the short program and going a little safer so that he leaves himself in a better position heading to the free skate?
I think that would be a wise move until he goes and does a quad like this. Now let's watch closely on the landing to see if it was around. It was around and slightly it was a 2-foot landing, so there's a slight deduction for that. So basically, he came in 12 points behind. He made up 13 points on the combination, -1 for the 2-foot landing. That was the triple axel. The triple axel can be as difficult sometimes for Emmanuel as the quad, so that he got the 1-2 punch together right off the top. Right off the top was enormous relief for Joanne McLeod. Okay, now she can breathe and kind of enjoy the program. I think we all did, including Emmanuel. Some terrific positions on his spins, and let's see how the judges score this program.
To go to first, he needs 130.93. He will easily get that based on the technical elements. The components are coming. The total is 139, only 3/10 off of the magic number of 140.
So he's in the game with that free program. Maybe rethink the strategy on the short with the quad.
And another chance for him to go from way down to winning gold at Skate Canada. Now there's more to come here, including this guy.
Great skaters still to come.
Shawn Sawyer, the newcomer to the senior scene. Coach Annie Barabé.
Canada, Shawn Sawyer.
Sandhu leads by 8 points. Shawn Sawyer ahead of Sandhu after the short program, but not sure if he has the technical elements that Sandhu had to rack up the kind of points. You need the 140.
Shawn is extremely talented, but a relative newcomer. He's quite inexperienced. Often lets the nerves and adrenaline get to him. He's got to keep that in check here. He'll open with a triple-triple combination.
Oh, well
Great
done.
start. Big jump coming up for Shawn. It's the triple axel. Triple turn to double.
champion 3 years ago. Third at the Nationals last year.
In the short program, on the technical elements, Shawn had the highest quality marks on those elements of any of the skaters in this competition. He sometimes just gets a little excited. It looks like he's settling back in his program here. Very nice triple loop into a triple toe. He's back on. Going to score big on some of these spins. It's a beautiful, strong line. Look at his flexibility. So much talent. Shawn Sawyer. Wow.
And a standing ovation his first year in the Grand Prix circuit. Looking ahead to the Nationals, and we might see him in Torino at the Winter Games. We will see Jeff Buttle when we come back. Remember, he was a leader after the short program last year. He's a leader right now. 20-year-old from Edmundston, New Brunswick, Shawn Sawyer. A night for him.
He has tremendous potential to realize that. He needs to include jumps like this. Look at this combination. Triple flip, triple toe. A beautiful flow on the landing of that jump, and you could see his body position straight up and down. He absolutely has to master this jump in competition, the triple axel, if he's to be anywhere close to the top at an international. He has to have the triple axel. He's got a quad that he's doing in practice. He has to include that in, because everything else is just dynamite. He's got the goods. He's got to bring them with him, those jumps, to competition.
Good timing award for him, though, with Jeff Buttle getting the second place at Moscow. Canada sends 3 men to the Winter Olympics. He very well could be that third man. Shawn Sawyer
65.70.
will be in 4th place. 1:17.42.
And that's a personal best for Shawn. He beat his old personal best by 4 points.
So 3 skaters to come. And Jeff Buttle watched Emmanuel Sandhu lay it down.
Interesting, his average last year, the only time he didn't have a high result was when he tried the quad at Skate Canada last year. For the rest of the season, he left the quad out of the program. He will plan to do it again tonight. Of course, this is his tribute to Glenn Gould, Canadian pianist. Choreography by David Wilson. fall on the quad. He needs this triple axel. Double.
Just have to do the math. He is not picking up max points here. Like part of his costume's coming undone as well.
It appears as though he's cut his leg, and that's what's also torn his pants.
Still fighting through it.
And this is the kind of program. Jeffrey Buttle's choreography is so intricate. And even with a fall at the quad at the beginning of the program, it can just set you behind. So the whole program is catch up. You don't feel on your game or on your feet.
Well, Jeff Buttle cuts himself, tears his pants, has a shrug of the shoulders. This guy's got a lot of confidence, a tremendous attitude, but I got to tell you something. There is an enormous amount of pressure still on the quad jump, not only from him, but from the other guys who placed it into their program and landed like he did tonight. Sandhu's put the pressure on everyone else, including Jeff Buttle. On a night that we turned back the clocks, Jeff Buttle turned back the clock to last year. Remember, he was first after the short program and then missed the quad in the free skate last year and again this year.
My concern with Jeff trying the quad in this program is most successful quad programs have a lot of space between the elements, before the elements, especially the quad, and after, so that the skater has time to think and breathe and refocus. It was a good attempt at the quad. It looked fully around to me, but then he had to get up and get right into the triple axel, leaning on that jump, so not full credit, and then he just slowly unraveled throughout the program. This program is so full and so intricate, I wonder if there's room for a quad in this program, or if they're going to have to move out some other content to include it.
But based on these marks, if he wants to beat someone like Emmanuel Sandhu, when Sandhu lays down the quad, he's going to need it. Buttle falls into second place. Emmanuel Sandhu leads with 2 skaters to go. I know he's disappointed, but really, he just did not deliver it tonight. Simple as that. Very close between Sandhu and Buttle. Look at that, 7/10, not even 7/10 between the 2 skaters. Almost tied. Now, Matt Savoy and then Johnny Weir, the 2 Americans here to finish up tonight in the free skate. Savoy 4th after the short program.
Skating to music from the soundtrack of The Mission. Not a good start with his triple loop at the beginning of his program. Here comes his triple axel. It will be his most difficult jump. There's no quad. There. Triple axel, triple toe. By injuries. He's also a full-time student, but has taken a break from his studies so he can concentrate and focus his energies on trying to make the U.S. Olympic team.
Already has a master's degree, will be entering law school next fall.
Has always had fairly detailed programs and unique entrances to his jumps, so with the change in the judging system, it really hasn't caused him to change too much. He's just getting rewarded now for those details. Rough in places between the jumps.
don't have the quad, you have to pretty much land everything else. Kind of like another American skater a few years ago. Remember Todd Eldridge had to do it perfectly?
Well, he had some nice moments, some rough moments. What he's lacking is a very strong line, which would really show off his choreography. Matt Savoy will come back, take a look at the judges' score and his teammate, Johnny Weir, when we come back.
There's the Skate Canada gold medalist in the women's ranks earlier tonight, Alyssa Cisney, and maybe in the men's ranks it could be this guy, Emmanuel Sandhu. Could he do it 2 years in a row? Move from way down to way up. But there's one skater still to come. Matt Savoy will not do it. He is going to try to find himself in the top 5 here. Banged himself up, it looked like. Savoy's big goal, though, is the U.S. Nationals trying to get on the Olympic team. Make the trip to Torino.
117.36 points. The total competition score.
He is in the top 5 right now.
81.73.
The score to beat.
Currently in 5th place.
Just over 201.8. Emmanuel Sandhu.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final competitor in this event.
Well, Johnny Weir has a great average last season, the highest in this competition, also the season highest at 146. You can see by those numbers he's a very consistent skater. Unlike Emmanuel, he did not try quads in competition last year.
There it is, Canada 1-2. So 2 Canadian medals here tonight. Just which color will they be? Johnny Weir, our final skater, and he needs 131.6, well within his average.
Program choreographed by the legendary Russian coach Tatiana Tarasova. Triple axel.
That's very costly right there. Now he has to pick up some points.
in the world. Quite uncharacteristic.
He has to hope to stay in the 120s to assure himself of a medal. Otherwise, Oda could find himself picking up a bronze.
That was to be a triple lesson. Something's happened to his game here. He's looking very tired.
He looks a little hurt.
And energy, any energy he's getting at this point is coming directly from this warm audience. They're carrying him through the latter stages of his performance.
Well, he stumbled. Fell a few times here tonight, and he just might have fallen off the podium. Johnny Weir, final skater, falls apart. And Emmanuel Sandhu, for the second straight year, doesn't. And wins. Johnny Weir clearly wasn't right tonight in the ankle. Wonky after that first jump. And he is in some serious pain in this kiss and cry area.
A look here at his triple loop, and he went down hard. We're not sure where the injury occurred, but he came to this competition saying he didn't feel prepared. He was making last-minute changes to his program. Obviously injured here and nowhere near what he's capable of.
Johnny Weir falls a long, long way, and you just have to hope that he's all right and the ankle's okay. It could be very costly. This is an Olympic year, of course, and that hurts in a couple of ways, not only in the ankle but in the heart, knowing he was so close to winning this thing. And Emmanuel Sandhu does it again. Jeff Buttle, like last year, could not hang on after the short program. But how about that young Japanese skater, Nobunari Oda? He makes the giant leap this year. But Sandhu wins for the second straight year. So many flashes of greatness in the past. And Emmanuel Sandhu, for the second straight year, wins the MasterCard Skate Canada International and does it in similar fashion. A long way back last year, a long way back this year. He is our Chevrolet performance of the day.
Let's take a look again at his quad combination. Slight two-foot landing, but still scores big with that quad, and he's going to need to take that with him to the national championships, because that'll get him to the Olympic Games. Big points for Emmanuel and a big hug from his coach, Joanne McLeod.
Tomorrow, the finale, we have the free dance. Krishina Goncharov, Debray Lazan, they're virtually tied. Emmanuel wins gold again. Good night, everyone, from